As we just mentioned, the leaders of France and Germany are making dramatic appeals for support as they try to save the debt-racked euro. Our Europe correspondent Philip Williams joins us now on the phone from London. Phil, good morning. There are lots of economic doomsday scenarios being put about at the moment.
Yes, really what the leaders are trying to do is create a stronger sense of emergency as they possibly can. Not that they really need to rack it up themselves, because this is a serious crisis. But you've had all the leaders from Angela Merkel to Sarkozy to David Cameron to Barroso from the EU all saying, this is it, guys. We have to sort it out here and now, creating the expectation. So anything less than some sort of agreement, even if it's not a perfect agreement, is going to be viewed, no doubt, by the markets as a signal of failure, and that's the last thing they want at this stage.
And as we speak to you, Phil, we are showing live pictures of delegates arriving for this very important summit. How hopeful are France and Germany of their plan for a new treaty that would punish countries for running up big deficits? How confident are they of succeeding on that front?
Well, it's two-stage. I mean, they had said originally they wanted all 27 members of the EU to sign up, including countries like Britain. That's not going to happen. The British are simply not going to play, and others have indicated they're not interested in the sort of restrictions that are being talked about, particularly that would affect the British banking system. So then you cut down to the 17 of the eurozone, and even within the eurozone there are divisions. For example, the Irish will not like the idea of uniform corporation taxes. That would mean them having to raise taxes on corporations. That's one of their one few pluses they've had going for them, attracting companies to establish in Ireland, because they've had such a low rate of corporate tax at 12.5%. They would have to raise that. They would lose their competitiveness there. So they no doubt resist that. So there are divisions even within that subgroup. So it's going to be very difficult to see how they can come up with a comprehensive agreement here. They may agree on some points, but getting them all sorted, I would think, is very, very difficult indeed.
Phil, we'll just listen to one of the Irish delegates arriving for this summit.
Absolute and critical importance for stability of the eurozone and the eurozone.
Thank you very much, folks. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, and that was one of the Irish, undoubtedly, political leaders going to attend that summit. There is a lot of irritation, though, Phil, isn't there, amongst these smaller nations that they're potentially, as they see it, being railroaded into this by the powerhouses of France and Germany.
Yes, exactly. They call it the Merkozy, basically pressure point, which is basically the French and the Germans getting together and saying, we're the big boys, we're the ones that have the capacity to bail you out. This is what's going to happen. And of course, there are very big questions of national interest here. And some countries don't like the idea of the oversight of their budgets, of having to maintain their deficit borrowing at 3% of GDP, with penalties, very direct penalties if they don't meet them. There is a sense that this is a power grab by Brussels, and they're not keen on it. But then on the other side of the coin, they say, well, look, if we don't get these new rules and this new sort of fiscal responsibility tied in and locked in with these countries, then what confidence can we give the markets in the future that the same old bad habits won't return? So they say we need a new system, but actually getting a system that everyone agrees with is going to be very, very difficult. Here's a little of how Mario Draghi from the European Central Bank described it.
And the facts are that if we make substantial progress in the establishment of this new EU contract, or if the leaders will make substantial progress, I think we will see confidence returning, and so this what looks like a spiral of self-fulfilling negative confidence will stop.
Mario Draghi there. Phil Williams in London, thank you.
Thank you.